Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome to Taming the Tamaskan. Today we're going to look at some product type stuff. I'm going to start doing reviews. So that's kind of the direction that we're going to go with some things that we're going to do, along with some hiking videos as well. But today we're looking at the Good2Go retractable leash with flashlight from Petco. So I'm a huge fan of retractable leashes. I'm sure probably many of you are. I've had great luck with teaching Taylor to walk with one and not pulling and so on and so forth. So I found this retractable leash from Petco with a small flashlight on it, and we're just gonna take a look at how good is the flashlight, how good's the rope lead as far as initial quality goes, and what kind of follows this product line. The first and probably most important thing, because this is a Petco, I guess, home brand, so to speak. So it's actually distributed by International Pet Supplies and Distribution out of San Diego, California. I know they do a lot of, basically that company is the company that ships in a lot of Chinese products for Petco to be sold as pet supplies in the United States. And they're the only ones that sell this particular brand. It has a different kind of locking system. So as most retractable leashes have the press down and lock style, this one has a single click and it stops. You click it again and it releases. So that appealed to me. I kind of like that because sometimes unlocking the other ones is a bit of a pain. But we'll go ahead and open it up, and we'll at least take a look at the flashlight, and we'll do a little walking with Taylor in this video as well, and see what we think. Okay, so here we have the leash itself kind of out of the package and stuff. We'll just kind of initial thoughts and feelings about the quality of plastic. Hopefully we can get that to focus on there. So the plastic and stuff feels decent quality for the most part, a little bit cheaper. And the handle, I would say, if you're if you have larger hands or you're a big person, this handle may not work for you. And this is a large dog leash, retractable leash, so it's good for 110 pounds, so they say. Now, what attracted me to this particular one is some of the other brands like Flexi. Their large dog leash is a 26-foot leash. It's really big, really front heavy, and of course it's rated for over a 100-pound dog. Taylor here, she's about 90 pounds. So obviously I'm going for that kind of dog leash, but I honestly didn't want a 26-foot leash, and I know you can lock it at certain distances and whatnot. 26 feet I feel like it's a little too long for some of the hiking we do and getting wrapped around trees and so on and so forth. So I wanted to stick with a 16-foot leash that was rated for weight, and this was one that I found at Petco. The clip in the front is pretty much your average clip. I mean, there's really nothing special about it. The only complaint that I have is the spring does feel a little weak, and the metal feels cheaper than it normally would, say like on a Flexi leash. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that holds up, because this is it seems like something that wouldn't be important and it's kind of overlooked, but over time this little clip gets used a lot. So this kind of being hard to move up and down is I don't know. We'll see how that kind of works out in the end. This little rubber plastic piece right here that protects the I guess stitching at the end of the leash. It's on there. It hasn't moved. I find over time a lot of these leashes, that little piece can move and it can cause it to like slide back and forth, and that can be kind of annoying. And if a dog can get at the stitching at the front, sometimes they can just chew it right off at the front, which can also ruin the leash. Petco's put this little ring on the bottom of here to basically you can attach your poop bag holder under here. That's fine. I think other companies do it better. The Flexis, I think, have the one that just clips right onto the bottom that stays there. I wouldn't want something flapping around at the bottom, and I just always carry the bags in my pocket, so not a huge deal to me. The actual material of the leash itself, It feels like a good thickness and it feels like decent quality. It doesn't have kind of the dual stitching that some of them have, and I think Flexi's is actually a little bit thicker. Now, a lot of these aren't durable from any brand, I don't believe, at least. It's just I've found over time, if you have a dog that chews their leads or leashes a lot, and if you're going to tie them to a table or something like that while you're eating, like, this is not the leash to do it with. Any dog that chews can cut through all these leashes really quickly. So usually I use a light chain leash when we're sitting at a table or something. But it does feel good quality. I don't think I don't see any problems from that itself. Usually these types of leashes, the issue always becomes the actual mechanism itself. And some of the reviews do state that this leash, they've broken the mechanism with heavier dogs. So we'll kind of see that. Taylor doesn't really pull anymore now that we've worked on training and whatnot quite a bit. But that would be kind of a concern. Rabbit takes off, you're holding your dog, you don't want that. That's something you don't want breaking, right? So like all of these retractable leashes, if there's pressure being pulled on the leash, if you unlock it, it doesn't, just like others, you unlock it and it's stuck because of the force on there. You have to give it a little bit of push forward, and then it unlocks and it will roll. So I was hoping with this type of mechanism that it would just unlock and lock regardless of the pressure on it, but that gearing system in there must not be really much different than all the others out there. Let's see if the light works. All right, so to turn the light on, you click the front lens itself, and that turns the light on. And there you do. You have a little light. Now this is advertised as being like a good walking light at night, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much all it's for. I think it's a bit gimmicky, to be honest. I would rather more quality go into the actual unit itself than this light up here. The thing I like the least about this light is that it uses CR32 batteries, which are button cell 2032 batteries. Those are button cell batteries like you would find in your car keys or whatever, your car remote. And they're not cheap batteries, actually. They're relatively expensive as far as small batteries go, and I don't like that. I think in the age of all things being rechargeable, if you wanted to do this right, they should have put a brighter light in here, and they should have made it rechargeable. Like that would add some weight a little bit, but I think it would be worth it to actually have a really good light on one of these. I think that would be actually really cool to have a good light on a leash. But it does work. And I suppose if you're just walking outside of your apartment to let the dog go poop outside, and you want to at least have enough light to shine down to make sure you're not stepping anything you don't want to, it's probably good enough for that. We might try that, but the light is definitely not very strong. It's it's nothing special, but it does work. Another thing to note about the light on the front of here, I was just looking at the directions because I was pretty sure I was right about this, because there's a lot of gaps in the, I'll turn the light off so it's not blinding everybody. There's a lot of gaps in the housing right here, which I'm not particularly, it's just not the greatest of quality control, I feel. But on top of that, the light is not waterproof. So, that's, it's not an expensive light setup, and, it's probably not going to catch on fire if you get it wet. It'll probably break it, though, or at least kill the batteries. So, that is one thing to be conscious of, though. This is not a waterproof housing. If you drop this in water, or if it's heavy raining, water's definitely going to get in there. Now, once it dries out and throw some more batteries in there, it should be fine. But kind of an oversight for a dog leash, I think. I think it definitely could have been built better in that aspect, especially if they were going to put a light on here. The handle, I talked about how it was a little bit small. The rubber around the grip here is kind of a stickier, soft rubber. I actually think it's good quality, but being a softer rubber, I think over time this might wear out and rip. And this whole center section right here is actually solid rubber. It's kind of soft, and I like that actually. When you're holding it, it's good and comfortable. It's a nice feeling for my hands, and I don't have what I would call big hands, but I would probably have about the average male hand in the United States kind of size, and it feels good. I think that will be comfortable to hold, especially on longer walks. I'm not sure how it'll hold up over time, But of course, we'll be using this leash every day we go out, and I like that it's a little bit lightweight, and you know, if we have any problems or it breaks, I'll probably come back in maybe a month or two and do another review of how it's held up with our mountain hiking and various other adventures. Come on, Taylor. Good girl. Come on. So in practice so far, the Good2Go leash, I think the biggest complaint I have about it is the mechanism is incredibly noisy. I'll see if I can demonstrate this so you guys can hear it. Yeah, it's by far the noisiest retractable leash I think I've ever used. Not quite sure why though. Come on, girl. The locking mechanism though, so you push it forward to lock it, it works pretty good. I haven't had any problems, and you push it again to unlock it, and it just kind of rolls out again. But I don't know, I'm not sure how durable that'll be. So I think overall, this leash is, you know, it works in practice, and of course I haven't had any problems today. But I think the biggest issue that I have with it is it's kind of gimmicky, and it's cheaply built. The best part about it is truthfully the grip. This is comfortable. Like, it's soft rubber. It's like kind of squishy. Your fingers go around it. It just feels comfortable, even when your dog's pulling. So that I like, but the light is definitely gimmicky. I don't really see a purpose of having a light, especially electronics on a leash that, you know, it could get wet and other things, and this is not waterproof. So overall, I probably wouldn't recommend it. I think there's probably better retractable leashes for the money, and the really noisy mechanism is very obnoxious. You know, I have not used one that clunks, zips, and just bangs around on the inside like this, and that's kind of disappointing, because they were kind of going somewhere, I think, pretty good with this switch. But and at this price, you can buy a better brand, and I think that's where Petco probably needs to step it up with purchasing these products for their stores, especially under their brand name. I think they could do better. But that's my opinion, and it's just kind of the real world usage. Just wanted to show, come out here. I'm gonna continue to use it, and I want to see if it's going to break or fail at any point. Puppy. So while it may seem a little weird to do a product review on something like this that's just a dog leash, I think it's kind of important. I've gone through a few retractable leashes that I've hated, and these aren't cheap. I mean, these sell, I think, at PetSmart. Their retail, I think, is $30, and they're usually on sale for like $20, $22, $23, something like that. And you know, once you've bought a bad leash and it's broken, you spent $30 on it. Yeah, it's really it's disappointing, and it's upsetting. And I think it's important to do some reviews of, you know, our experiences with some products, and you know, put them out there and see what other people think as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I know Taylor over here, she's probably she's looking away because she's really wanting to go outside. So we're probably going to go to the dog park or go for a walk or something. But thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think of the product reviews, and we'll catch you next time.